Buyer beware, you're in for a scare.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Horror Chats. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Anastasia.
The movie we're going to be talking about today is called Dead Tone. It was originally called 75, that had the 7 as the S and then 70 spelled out, which was kind of fun. I don't know why they changed it, but they did, to Dead Tone. It was made in 2007. It was written and directed by Deon Taylor and Brian Hooks. Brian Hooks actually starred in the movie, although we're not sure of which character he was. We're going to have to go back and check.
Yeah.
Okay, so to start off, let me just tell you that we found a new app when we were watching on our Xbox, and it is called Fright Picks. So we actually downloaded it, and you can watch free horror movies. Now, it was cool.
Yeah.
We had some problems with it. It has a lot of ads, which we don't necessarily mind, but then
since it is free.
It is free.
Yeah.
But it was like the ads would play and then the movie wouldn't play, and then we'd have to reboot it or, say stop and restart, and then we'd have to watch ads again. So we actually got through the movie, but we wish maybe they would do a little bit of work on the app because it was cool. It had a lot of movies that we would watch. Just needed a little bit of work. It was also, if we tried to fast forward or rewind, it wouldn't work right.
Yeah, it would, the pictures would, seem like they're going and, it's...
they would still be fast forwarding.
It would show subtitles and, but the mouse wouldn't,
be saying what the subtitles was saying. Yeah, it was kind of like it was stuck on, fast forward, but at a slow fast forward. So, Fright Picks people, please work on your app because I love it so much. But it was kind of hard to watch. I also found this on YouTube, so I'll put a link to the video on YouTube so you can actually watch the movie. We are going to be having spoilers, so the spoiler alert right here.
Spoilers.
So, a little bit about the movie. It is about a group of kids originally that were prank calling during their parents' party, called some kind of psychopath who decided to come over
with an axe
and kill everyone. Now, they did not get to the kids because they actually they were actually in the room, and a mom came in who distracted the killer. And unfortunately, she got killed in front of all of the kids, but it slowed them down and the police got there, I guess. Yeah. But he got away. And fast forward, I believe it was 10 years.
It was 10 years.
Fast forward 10 years, and we see a guy sitting down watching a bad show. Let me just say, yes, there's some disturbing little scenes in here, but they go fast.
Very bad.
And it was kind of like, no, let's stop, no.
Yeah. When we wish the fast forward button would work, it would not.
Yes. But luckily you don't actually see anything. It's just what you think. Basically, he's watching porn, okay? That's what he's doing.
He's watching porn and he's
having fun time. Let's just go with that. And I know, she's my daughter, so it's a little
Yes.
You know what I'm saying. Okay. So he gets a phone call, which turns out to be a prank phone call, and then you see a big group of college kids in a college party, and they have this game that is called 75. So the object of the game is you have to call up someone randomly and keep them on the phone for 75 seconds. If you keep them on the phone for 75 seconds, you win. If they hang up the phone, if they don't believe you,
if they laugh
then you do not win.
Yeah. And I think they were betting money.
Yeah, at that point they were betting money.
Betting money, so we see that happening, and he just goes up to one of his friends, and it's just kind of it's showing you all the main characters that it's going to be focusing on. Though it really doesn't tell you who is from the kids in the original.
It doesn't, and it doesn't for a long time say what their names are, so that's why we can't even say who the guy that wrote it actually starred in it.
Yeah, because it waits till a long time to tell you their names and like who was like the kids in the beginning, because not all of them all like from like experience that, and it turned out that the guy who was enjoying himself was one of the survivors, I think.
Yeah, he was one of the survivors, and it kind of starts off where the survivors start getting killed, but you don't realize that they're survivors until a cop that was actually at the original scene starts looking into it and realizing something is going on. And it does, honestly, it gets confusing because it said, like, okay, there's 4 survivors at one point because the guy is dead that was the original guy. There's a girl that died. And so there's like 2 that's supposed to be at the college that we've been seeing their party, and 1 at some other place, which we find out like at the end that I guess it's some type of mental institution, which was like Farley is what it was called. It was like some type of mental institution. And 2 was supposed to be at the college.
I think you already said
and
that. 1
was supposed to be like has been missing. So we
years.
Still don't know where the missing one was.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole thing, but we do know that his family was killed.
Yeah.
At some point when they were doing like when it's showing you like the survivors are getting killed, his family was one that got killed. So we don't know actually where he is at all. So there were parts of this movie that I found very confusing. I do think it is a decent kind of like a way to pass the time. It's like a teen slasher flick. It really reminds me more of like the 1980s.
It kind of does,
and like, you know, just like the bad horror that you still like, you know, like Jason, Freddy, any kind of like mask kind of killer. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely like a lowbrow. It doesn't really make you think all that much. Except like we were kind of thinking like, well, which are the people that were at the original? Which one is the killer? You know, that kind of thing. I think towards the end we kind of knew that one of them at least was the killer.
Yeah, we called it out like before it happened.
Pretty soon. Yeah. And I kind of like had my eye on the guy that was actually
fell in the party.
Well, I did for a while. I thought that, not that he was the killer, but I thought he was one of the kids that was there.
Yeah, I thought
which he wasn't. Too. But, I kind of think we knew what was going on. I mean, there's a little bit of a plot twist that he actually had another friend, like, working with him.
Yeah, that he, like, met in the mental institution, and it was like, okay, that was random.
Right, exactly. And I do kind of think that there are a little bit of things that could have been improved on in the movie, but overall, it's like a good time. It is fun. Like, it did have Stasia kind of jumping, you know.
Covering my eyes as well.
There was a pretty good amount of gore, although some people also got killed off screen and you didn't see the gore. So I would say like medium gore. Definitely We're Still Here has much more gore in it than this one. It Follows has a lot less gore than this one. So just, you know, on the gore scale, I would say it's about maybe a 3 or a 4.
I kind of give it like a 5 actually. Since
on gore scale?
Yeah, because in the beginning, the very beginning, it like showed a lot of blood and...
Yeah. Well, I mean, it showed blood like flying, but it didn't necessarily, you didn't see like it chopping into somebody too much.
Sorry. There was a lot of like heads being chopped off too, because the girl who like originally, that stupid blonde girl.
Oh yeah, let me tell you. So as they go to this party, we kind of got into this big discussion. Sorry about that. We went off on a tangent. So there's like the group of friends at the college, and one of the group of friends is rich, I guess, and throws a party at this super huge house, invites a whole bunch of people, and at some point they decide to play 75. And while they're playing, you know, it's showing like everybody's playing, everybody's having fun. This one guy calls, he forgets to dial star 67, or did he? Who knows?
I think he didn't. I mean, he didn't type it in.
Yeah, I don't know. But he calls, and this guy said, I'm just working, and he was like, oh yeah, I know, because I'm coming to kill you. And he's like, oh, if you're a killer, you're going to enjoy this. So then you hear like him killing someone in the background.
Yeah, and then like they just hang up, like...
Yeah, they hang up.
Okay, what was that?
And he starts calling back, and, you know, they of course cuss him out and tell him not to. Well, throughout the whole part of the party, you hear the phone ringing, you hear the phone ringing. Finally, this one blonde girl, which you just kind of want to slap her, answers the phone.
I want to do more than slap her.
And someone says, like, hey, what's the address there? In her little drunk blonde mind, she thinks, oh, this is the pizza delivery guy.
Even though there's already pizza behind her.
Yes, there's pizza all over the place. And she gives them the address. Hello, deranged serial killer.
Yeah.
What can you
Though
say?
I was happy that she was the first one to die at the party.
She was the first one.
She opened the door thinking it was the pizza man, and her head was just sliced clean off.
Exactly.
I was like, yeah!
So, coming to the end, there's a little bit of a plot twist and a little bit of like an aha moment when you find out who the actual killer is.
Yeah.
Although me and Stasia had kind of guessed it, but not to like the extent, I think. Sadly though, the wrong person gets killed and basically framed for the murders. So the murderer is actually still alive, but presumed innocent. And there's also like a little bit of a plot twist at the very, very end. So it can definitely be open-ended. Since this movie was made in 2007, I doubt seriously that they're going to have a part 2. But I do think that they kind of like left it up in the air that they could have.
Yeah.
I definitely think that this is a movie that if you know, if you can't find anything to watch and you just want like a movie that you can enjoy without thinking about too much, this is one for you. If you like 80s style slasher flicks, definitely give this a try. Like, we enjoyed it. Like, it was like, you know, one of those movies that you kind of know are bad. They're not, it's not a great movie, but it's a good time. Like, you enjoy
have a
it.
good time.
So it's, you know, it's not like an It Follows or We Still Here where you're just like left with all these questions. Pretty much everybody's dead. You know, exactly. So this is like less of, I guess, a discussion, but just, like, have you seen the movie? Do you like it? What did you think of it? What are other like 80s style slasher films that you like? Because we would like to check those out. I think Stacia really, really loves like the Friday the 13th movies.
Yeah,
so she
I love
likes
those.
Yeah, she likes slasher films. Although she kind of watched this one holding on to my back the whole time. Like, literally, she was like Spider Monkey on me. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and be sure to like check out our other videos. We'll have like links we'll have links listed in the description below. I'll have a link for my makeup channel if you like makeup,
and there will be a link to our Tumblr channel, not page, not channel, not page.
Okay guys, just remember, it's never a good thing to prank call psychos. And don't be the stupid blonde girl that gives your address out.
And don't think it's a pizza delivery man at your door every time.
Exactly. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye!